From the land down under, with the rock at its centre, comes the little Aussie watchman. On TLAW today, Turkey has officially swapped sides. Virtually ignored by the Western media, but an absolutely massive change in geopolitics, NATO member and ally with the West against Syrian Bashar al-Assad, Turkey has just told the US to go literally jump in the lake, for they are teaming up with Russia. From a prophetic point of view, there are many that see Turkey and Russia as Gog and Magog, so their continuing coming together is of great significance. Personally, I don't see the Gog and Magog war occurring till after the millennium, so it is of rather less significance to me. I do see it as a possible link in the 10-king confederacy that removes the great harlot, Mystery Babylon. However, I digress. This unprecedented move seems to have caught the Western elite completely off guard. While the reasons for the change haven't been fully elicited, we can draw some conclusions from recent events. Firstly, Turkey is currently a NATO member and hosts a US base which has nuclear missiles on it. Secondly, Turkey was involved with the West in using and funding radical Muslim militants, including by extension ISIS. Turkey was buying oil off ISIS before Russia started blowing up the supply routes. Turkey shot down a Russian fighter jet in November last year, but for some reason, which is yet unknown, they have changed their aggressive posture this year on the 27th of June, when President Erdogan directly apologised to Putin for the incident. The cover story is that it's because of Russian sanctions against Turkey. However, this story doesn't quite add up. The very next day, on the 28th of June, there was a terrorist attack in Ataturk Airport in Istanbul. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack, although it is widely blamed in the Western media on ISIS. This would be strange given the support Turkey was given to ISIS. Unless, of course, there was something more sinister going on. For example, was this NATO's response for Turkey's softening stance with Russia? Let us continue. Then on the 15th of July, there was a coup attempt against Turkish President Erdogan. It failed. Turkish media are blaming the West. However, the Western media have completely ignored this angle. Once back in power, Erdogan turned off the power to the hosted US airbase. He also claimed he was tipped off in regard to the coup and escaped via plane. At the time, a couple of coup-controlled F-16s followed the plane, but mysteriously never fired on it. The scuttlebutt is that Russia tipped off Erdogan about the planned coup, and it was the West that planned to remove Erdogan given his softening stance against Russia. Now for the final bit of information. On the 9th of August, it all became rather clear. The $2 billion gas pipeline deal between Russia and Turkey was back on. Oil and gas is what it's mainly about in the Middle East. The Syrian proxy war against al-Assad by NATO is about the power to control the flow of gas and oil into Europe and to the Mediterranean. It is about stopping the ability of Russia to access European markets and the Mediterranean. The balance of power in the Middle East is now switching. Without Turkey's support against Syria's Assad and Russia's continuing gains against radical Islamic militants, including ISIS, NATO's plan to make Syria subservient to their wishes has run aground. It seems destined to fail. NATO is now in the backseat and will be looking for another way to halt the advance of Russia's influence. My view, from a prophetic standpoint, the beast, or the Ottoman Empire, which was wounded in 1923 in Turkey, is possibly being revived in Turkey. This new revived beast will form an alliance with a 10-king confederacy, which will presumably include China and Russia, and they will work together to bring down Mystery Babylon, America, in 1 hour. In Revelation 17:16 it says, "And the 10 horns that you saw on the beast, these will hate the harlot, make her desolate and naked, eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." Of course, this is just my interpretation, which will be subject to change. One of the problems with this view is that Russia seems to be becoming more and more Christian, and therefore it would seem unlikely that it would persecute Christians allied with the beast.